Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'd do something a little bit different again and I'd do a full redesign on my client. So today Carly's come in after 4 weeks for an infill and redesign, and this is probably her third or fourth infill. So I'll just infill and infill as long as the nails are still balanced. There's minor lifting and things like that. You've got to weigh up sort of what condition the nails are in underneath. So here I'm just going to show you how I use an e-file to debulk all of that design, ready for an infill, ready for a new set. So I'm going in with my e-file on a very high speed and it's on 30 RPM, and I'm just taking off the bulk, and as I get more towards the thin clear base layer I turn my e-file down to 15 RPM, so half the speed, because obviously the closer you get to the natural nail you don't want to be causing any friction or heat spikes or taking too much product off so that you're hitting natural nail. So you've got to be very careful. It can be very dangerous. So yeah, just take your time with it, especially new qualified e-filers. So yeah, I'm just going to show you how I debulk, get rid of all this design and go back to a clear base layer. And I'm going to sort of explain in this video, because I get asked as well, why do you leave a clear base underneath? Is that not pointless when the design's going to change anyway? Why not just remove it? Well, the thing with that is I love to have a clear base because I've already got my shape, my sculpted structure there that I can refine. Even if they go out of shape slightly, you can amend that with your files and when you take down length, things like that. Because it's usually the tips that go out of shape, sometimes the side walls, so you can file those in as well. Also, you're preserving the natural nail without it being etched and soaked off in acetone or over-filed and things like that. So if you've got that clear base layer there, you've already got your structure and everything that's attached to most of the natural nail when they come in for an infill. So you're not having to completely remove the product. You're not having to put any more stress on the natural nail plate by over-etching or over-filing. All you're doing is etching the natural nail that's grown out, that's virgin nail I call it. So the virgin nail will not have any damage or anything on there that's going to, replicate in your work. So for me, a clear base layer just gives you that little bit of security of strength as well when the nails are on, because we all know that clear layer, or clear acrylic should I say, is the strongest acrylic. It has no pigments in it. So it's going to give you that added strength underneath the nail. And if you're doing designs, you're going to cap the designs in clear as well. So if you've got a good sandwich between your design of two outer layers of clear acrylic, you've got a good amount of strength there as well. So it limits breakages and things like that as well. So yeah, the base layer is really good to have as well, because I like to have a look underneath it to see how the natural nail's doing. Because some clients use their hands very differently, they have different jobs and things like that. We all know that you can diagnose different contraindications by looking at the natural nail, and by having that clear layer you're able to see the whole nail and you're able to see exactly what's going on under there. So with the clear base layer, I like to have a look. You may get greenies, I can't say the proper word, PHOM blah blah blah, I can't say it, so I'm just going to call it greenie. It's not fungus or anything like that. It's where water is trapped in between the extension and the natural nail, and it's a perfect breeding ground for these bacteria to grow. As soon as you remove the acrylic off that and the air hits it, it does die. So as long as you sanitize well, get rid of your equipment that you've used or sterilize it well, you're not going to pass it on to anybody else, and it's not going to spread and get worse for your client either. So that's another thing I like to look out for, especially with hairdressers and people who work with food that are constantly in water and they have lifting, people who are heavy-handed. Gotta watch out for these greenies that can pocket in between those layers. So with a clear base layer, I can see it as soon as a client has got a greenie or anything untoward. I can also see lifting better as well because it appears much lighter. So for all those reasons, this is why I like to have a clear base layer, and I think it's a really, really good idea. On the first appointment when your client comes in on a new set, it doesn't take that much longer. It may add 15 to 20 minutes onto your treatment time. So do allow for it if you're wanting to put a full clear base layer down underneath. But other than that, it's definitely worth it for this sort of security, knowing that you're going to be able to see what's going on under those nails when they come back. And you're also not going to have to re-sculpt a whole new set out every time. You can just whiz over with your e-file, get rid of all the design. You can also remove a little bit of the lifting, prep the nails as normal, and go straight in with a quick fill at the back with clear acrylic again. Let those dry and then come back and do your full design. So you're not having to worry about structure, you're not having to worry about anything like that of sculpting out the nail again. So after that long ramble, I hope that makes sense and I hope that helps some of you. But yeah, that's the reason why I have a base layer of clear, for this reason. So it takes me about 15-20 minutes, depending on how long the nails are and what designs are on there and how much bling are on there, to fully remove all of the design with lifting. And then it takes me literally 5 to 8 minutes to infill all of the nails with clear acrylic, and then about 20 minutes for a full new design and capping the nails, and then you've got your finish filing and things like that. So really, on an infill, it's not taking that much time. It's not going to add time to your treatment either. Obviously, removing a full set and doing a full new set would add a lot of time onto your treatment because you're having to soak off, and that takes at least between 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on length of nails. So yes, in all honesty, preservation of the natural nail, being able to see those nasties underneath, you know, and all that jazz, I think it's just so much better. So this is why I like a clear base layer on top of the nails. So I'm just going to let you watch this, and then I'll be right back when we start doing the prep. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, the carbide drill bit that I'm using on my e-file is an extra coarse e-file bit, and I'll leave a link in the description of where you can get them from. I purchased mine from Chrissy Pierce's website at nail.supplies, so I'll leave that down there for you anyway. So here I'm going in, I've scrubbed all of the hands and sprayed with isopropyl alcohol to clean all of the nails and all the dust, remove all of that, and then I'm going to go in with my cuticle pusher and give these nails a really good push, gently. Don't force it into the cuticle area or the eponychium. We're just scraping away those bits of non-living tissue around the side folds and around the cuticle. And this is so important in prep because we're going to go in with my e-file cuticle diamond bit. I also purchased this from Chrissy Pierce's website quite a long time ago. I don't think they're still on there now. They might be, I'm not sure. But I've had it for about 2 years. It's a really good one. And I'm going to go in and around the side folds and around the cuticle, very gently on the natural nail on a low speed, and remove all of that non-living tissue. And that's how I like to do my infills. I don't use a hand file to blend or anything like that because the product is really flush. I've got rid of all of my lifting with my e-file. And so, yeah, I just etch the natural nail with my diamond bit. I think it is about a 180 grit on the diamond bit, which is perfect. So there's enough etch there. And obviously, I've never had any problems. I've had clients come back after 4 weeks and all nails still on and things like that. So it definitely does the job. So again, you're saving time by using your e-file again in prep. So again, I'm just pushing all of that non-living tissue, scraping away from around the sides, because on an infill you'll get, especially around the sides, as the nail grows, it becomes wider. So your acrylic sort of pushes out towards the side walls. So when you've taken off your bulk and doing a redesign, it's good to sort of contour those back in and take the bulk off those side walls of your growth, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to explain it as best I can. And then when you get your cuticle pusher in, just release that skin away from the sides of the growth. Can you see? I'm not sure if you can see on this, I hope you can, where the extension is becoming wider, because obviously the cuticle area is usually much smaller than the side walls of the nail. It's not always the case, but it's usually the case. So as the nail grows, it obviously becomes wider. So it's pushing against that skin. So you need to really release that skin away from the acrylic. But yeah, just so that you're releasing that non-living tissue away from that extension. Ready for your infill to apply more product. So once all the cuticles are pushed back gently, and I've released all the skin away from the acrylic at the side walls, I'm going to go in with my e-file and a cuticle diamond bit. I'm just going to gently etch around that nail, just on the natural nail. Very gently remove any sort of bits of top gloss that are around there that seep down into the natural nail from the extension at the back. Because if you leave a hairline gap at the cuticle when you're doing your application, usually you'll find that when you pop your top gloss on, it can sink down into there, onto the natural nail. So I'll whiz that off as well with this e-file bit on a very low speed. So again, this is really important to make sure you're very thorough with this, but obviously very gentle again, to make sure that you're not causing any damage or rings of fire, as we call them, on the natural nails, or friction or heat, or removing too much nail plate. We don't want to be doing that. So we're just removing that non-living tissue and gently etching the natural nail. So this is on a very low speed again. I have sped this up. The whole video is sped up a little bit, so I'm not going crazy backwards and forwards. I am releasing every time. I'm just getting it right up into those side walls and cuticle, just to get rid of all that non-living tissue. Acrylic doesn't like skin. If there's any little bits of skin that are left on the nail plate, you're going to have problems with lifting. So this is probably the most important step. It's great having beautiful designs and having all that gorgeous bling and all the colours and glitters and everything, but if your foundation is rubbish and it's not what it should be, it's absolutely pointless. You know, you need that good foundation, otherwise you can't build a nice pretty house. It's going to fall down. So the same in nails. If you haven't got a good foundation there, it's pointless wanting to get to grips with all of the pretty stuff and wanting to know all the designs. Yes, you can have a play around with them and practice hands, things like that, but for your clients, you need that good prep, because you want them clients coming back every 3-4 weeks with a full set of nails on with minimal lifting. So this is so important. It's probably the most important part of nails. Looking after the client's natural nails is the main thing, and then getting a good prep for a good foundation for a set of nails that are going to last them, so they keep coming back. I mean, let's face it, at the end of the day, that is the whole point and what we really want, isn't it? We want our clients coming back happy every 3-4 weeks. We don't want to be getting messages 3 or 4 days after applying all of our hard work that we've spent hours doing for a client to say, oh my God, I've lost a nail, or oh my God, they're all lifting, or they're all popping off. I remember in the beginning, 7 years ago now, when I first started nails, and I had so many issues, and it honestly was all down to the products I was using, because I was using cheap, nasty products, I'll admit it, and my prep was nowhere near what it should have been. So yes, if I can help at least one person that's watched this video avoid all of that, my work's done. I'm happy. because honestly, it's the bane of your life, getting those messages with clients that are saying, please, I need some new nails on, these are no good, or they're lifting, or they're coming off. I dread it. And still, even now, 7 years later, when I know that I've done everything as thorough as possible, I always think, especially on nail biters, or if I forgot to use primer, things like that, I think, oh my God. But touch wood, I'm doing all right now. So if I can share some of my knowledge that I've gained over the last 7 years in nails with you, and I can help you, then I'll be so happy with that. So once we've done all the prep, I'm going to go in and scrub all the nails really clean with a hard bristled manicure brush. And these are great, the plastic ones. You can get them from the pound shop, they're so cheap. And the great thing is you can spray these with your Barbicide sprays, you can wash them, disinfect them, you can even sterilise them. So they're really, really good. I like these. And I'm just going to go in now with some either prep spray or isopropyl alcohol and give these nails a really good clean and scrub. Make sure it's all sanitary under there, all lovely and clean, ready for you to infill. So I've applied a dehydrator, but I'm using the one monomer from CJP with crystal glass. And I'm just going to infill these nails now at the back. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of product over the nail and infill the back cuticle area. And I'm going to do this on all 10 nails. And then I'll probably go in and shape them up, file the free edge. Now they've got some strength back in the back third, so they're not going to go pinging off, because I've done that a few times. Very gently file the free edge. If I feel that, the nails are quite short or they're not too bad, they've not gone out of shape too badly, I'll just go straight in with design. But yeah, so I'm just applying the clear base layer and we're infilling all these nails back now. And yeah, this is how I get rid of all of the design, prep all of the nails using my e-file, and then go in and infill. So I've left some of this in real time as well, so you can see how fast I work and things like that. I've edited some bits out where I've been faffing with pots and things like that, but everything is more or less in real time. So yeah, the one monomer from CJP is primerless, so I just dehydrate the nails well just before I apply the product. And I'm using the Liz Guild brush as well by CJP, my favourite little baby. I love it. So yeah, there's nothing fancy going on in here, but in my next video, I'm going to do the design on these nails. So if you want to watch that, that'll be coming up after this video. And yeah, I hope I've helped a lot of the newbie nail techs or the new e-file users that have just been qualified, things like that, with some hints and tips and tricks. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content like this, I will try and do more for you. Just let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll let you watch the end of this. And I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I would love it if you would. And yeah, until next time. Bye guys.